Hello and welcome once again. Put It On Record, the podcast about DJing hosted by DJs. I am DJ BERN. Big shout out to Recio. Don't fret. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you. Got a lot of good feedback on the past two episodes. Shout out to the guests. If you're watching on YouTube, I appreciate you watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you like. What can be improved on. If you're listening in your car, on your way to work, at the gym, please leave a review. Give us 5 stars. Anything less than 5 stars, let me know what we can improve on. And share this podcast with a friend. I feel like there's a lot of good information here for DJs and just creatives in general on how they can improve things. So we have another great guest on this episode, the incomparable, the original Black Unicorn. That's Damn Girl's own, Drip's own, official DJ for the Columbus Fury, all around great person. But before we get into that, I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about something I've been working on. So at the top of the year, I challenged myself to go 100 days by posting a reel on Instagram every single day. This idea came from another reel that I saw on Instagram. I wish I knew who it was. Maybe I'll find it and put it in the description. There was a guy that said he posted a reel every day for a year, I think. And then he was talking about what he learned from it, how his account grew, et cetera, et cetera. So I set out to do that, one reel a day for 100 days straight. I think I got to day 68 and I stopped, mainly because the reel I posted had to be taken down for various reasons that I won't get into. Nothing malicious, but I had to take it down. I didn't have enough time to do another reel. So I was just like, we can stop here. But after posting one reel a day for 68 days straight to start the year, there are 3 major things I learned, and I want to share it with you in hopes that it might help you as far as creating content for social media. First thing I learned is the content is the most important thing. Throughout this whole time, I didn't use any hashtags. I posted reels at various times of the day. I also posted the same content on YouTube Shorts and TikTok. Usually the content was 60 or 90 seconds, but now on Instagram, you can post reels up to 3 minutes. And I posted some reels that were 15 seconds. What I learned is that the reels that had the most traction, that's likes, views, and shares and comments, they were all reels where the content was strong. And it was mainly me DJing, doing transitions or mashups and catching reactions in the camera. There are different things you can do to get more views on your reels. Usually shorter reels have more views because they're shorter and they'll automatically play while people go through the comments. A lot of people will look at viral videos just to go through the comments and see what's said in the comments. But if you want your content and your reels to truly have an impact, just make sure you curate the content and that it's good and that it's original. It has a strong hook and it makes people want to share it with somebody else for whatever reason, which takes me to the second thing that I learned. You got to know your target audience. My following across all social media, more than likely the reason that they're following me is because they like hip hop and R&B, they like 90s and 2000s R&B, and they like top 10 lists or they like good transitions. Those specifics are the content that performed the best on my profile. And I tried other different content, lifestyle content. We did a Hot Ones Wing Challenge. Those didn't perform as well. That's not what my target audience is here to see. Knowing your target audience will help you curate the content for that audience, and it'll help you perform better. Otherwise, you're just making content that nobody wants to see or cares about, or they won't like it or share it or do anything with it. Which goes to the third thing that I learned is what performs the best on social media, in my opinion, from my perspective. If you ask a question, you allow people to express their opinion on things, or if you teach people something. So you can ask a question like, hey, I have these 2 songs. Which ones do you like the most? Or you allow people to give their opinion. I'll share that, hey, I think this is the greatest R&B album of all time. What do you think? They'll either say, oh, you're crazy, or yes, I love it too. And all debate is good debate when it comes to just getting people to comment on your content and share it with someone else is how you grow on social media. And you can also teach people things. This is big for people that follow me that are also DJs. They want to know how to use the equipment a certain way. They want to know how to get gigs. They want to know if there's a more efficient way of doing something that they're already doing. Or maybe they're not even DJs and they want to know what camera I use, what settings I use, how do I record this, how do I do that. Or you might be like the most common person on social media, not a DJ, not a content creator. You just like looking at stuff on the internet, which is absolutely fine because I watch cooking videos, travel videos, all this stuff that I don't really do myself. Not enough to know how it works, but there's so many videos on the internet as let me show you how something works that people tune into. So I know a lot of people that aren't even DJs that watch my content on how to do something, how to make something work, how something works, how to mix certain songs. And it's interesting to them because it gives them a behind the scenes look at my thought process, how things work in real time. So they get that perspective because they're not a DJ or content creator themselves. One of my most viral videos was showing DJs how to mix. You don't have to call in properly off of the first snare. There are so many people that don't DJ that said, hey, I watched that video and that made perfect sense to me. And so because they learned something, they like, they comment, and they share. And probably the biggest thing I learned, which is outside of these top 3 things, is that if I can take the time to post a reel every single day for 68 days straight, then we can all take time to be more consistent on the content that we post on social media if you want to grow. You don't have to post 7 days a week, but you can definitely post 3 to 4 times a week if you plan it out. You don't have to do this on a daily. You can take 4 hours on the weekend to shoot all the content, edit it, and schedule it, and then you don't have to worry about it. But if you want to grow, once again, social media is free. It takes consistency. You're not going to hit the lottery by posting one thing and it goes viral and now you're a millionaire. That's not how things work. And if you do think that's how things work, you might as well start sports betting and hope 18 leg parlay hits because you got a better chance at that than to just post something one time and now you're viral and now you're up. So yes, that's my little tidbit of the day. If you have more questions about DJing and social media and making content for social media, what works, what doesn't, how to grow on social media, let me know. Hit me up on social media, leave a comment on this video, DM me, whatever. I'm here to share the knowledge, so why not? But let's get right into the interview. Put it on record, Black Unicorn. This is Put It On Record. Once again, the podcast about DJing, hosted by DJs. I'm DJ BERN. Shout out to Don't Fret and Mauricio, who are always here in spirit. And right now we have a very special interview with a very special guest. This is somebody, I say this every time, but I don't get a chance to talk to DJs at length outside of the few minutes that we're working the same event or I see them in passing. And I like to learn about the DJs that I work with. And this is one of those people. This is a great person, a great DJ, and someone I've wanted to talk to for a very long time. So please welcome Black Unicorn. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I am great. I want to get right to the questions. First of all, thank you for taking the time to do this. I feel like everyone's story is unique and we have shared experiences and unique experiences. So people that are listening to this, whether you're a DJ or not, I feel like they'll be able to get a lot from this interview. So that's the goal. So with that being said, we always ask 2 questions to start things off. The first question is a 2-part question. How did you get your DJ name? And I find that a lot of DJs had a original name before they realized it was terrible and moved on. So if you had an original name, what was that?
Okay, my original DJ name was Jazz. My dad never calls me Ashley, which is my name. He never calls me Ashley. He always calls me by a middle name. He wanted to name me Jasmine. So I was like, you know what? DJ Jazz. Wasn't it?
Didn't stick.
No, it was terrible. I like the name, but no.
So how'd you come up with Black Unicorn?
So one of my closest friends, they live in Amsterdam. I was visiting them and I had like pretty much the same color hair, teal, purple locks. And they kept calling me like a beautiful black unicorn the whole time I was there. And it just like stuck. And I just felt like I kind of don't like to go in one mold either. So I'm kind of like a unicorn. I kind of like to just do whatever my heart desires. And, I really like, my favorite color is sparkles. So I had to. Black Unicorn just had to be the thing, and just stuck, and it just felt right. And it came with like a little bit of sentiment from a friend, who never gets to see me DJ because they're all the way out in Amsterdam.
That is a very great story. It's way better than my story for my name. But I know you've told me this before, but everybody needs to hear this. Why do you leave the A out of black? And also, additionally, how many times have people spelled that wrong?
It gets spelled wrong every single event unless it's my event, pretty much. Every once in a while, somebody who pays attention, or their name always gets spelled wrong, they'll double check and they'll spell it correctly. But for the most part, like, it's also all caps, Black Unicorn, just like Kate Trinata. That's why it's all caps, because that's my favorite. Everyone knows this. And then there's no A because my name's Ashley and I always am signing an A. And I was like, let me just get rid of it.
Fair. Okay. So the second question is, we always highlight our wins and our amazing gigs. Tell me about your worst gig.
My worst gig. Okay. Let's see. I think my worst gig was What Fest. Do you remember What Fest?
Yes.
So that was like my first time doing a silent disco, and I had never listened to my tracks only in my headphones. I'm always listening to them like through the speakers, through the PAs. So I had to listen to everything in my headphones. And with my old deck, I had a Denon. I couldn't like figure out how to listen to both at the same time. And I just remember being like, we're about to find out what happens. Like, you could tell who was on my channel because every once in a while they'd be like, oh my damn. Let me switch that over real quick. That was like right when I first started DJing. It was like probably like the first or second year. So I got really lucky that I was even able to do What Fest. But yeah, silent disco, first time, shot in the dark. We did it.
So do you use headphones now?
Yeah, when I'm playing around at the house, I use headphones, or at Fury games, I use headphones because it's kind of like, you can just be playing anything at any moment. And sometimes they'll be like, change the song real quick or switch to this. So I'll listen to headphones. But if I'm getting a set together for something cute and it's like an hour, 2 hour set, I usually have my cue point set pretty well. Every once in a while, though. My headphones are cute. They're gold and black, though. They match my like aesthetic. So I do like to put them on just for looks.
So you prepare for your gigs. You hear that, DJs? Some people actually still prepare. Going with the flow is cool, but I feel like a lot of times people would, after 30 minutes, they're just like, I don't know what to play, so I'm gonna play whatever. And I perform a lot better when I prepare, whether it's an hour, even 4 hours. I try to prepare each hour. But so you did say What Fest. You said that was at the beginning of your DJ career. How did you get into DJing?
I got into DJing because I used to run Damn Girl. I still run Damn Girl. Hold on. We're not totally done. But when we first started Damn Girl in 2013, I was just like doing social media, just like trying to get people in, promoting, doing everything like that. And eventually I was like, I could do this. And I also hated like seeing people come in and they would like not acknowledge me. They were like, where's so-and-so, where's so-and-so? Like, they're Damn Girl, they're Damn Girl. I'm like, no, I'm part of Damn Girl too. They're like, no, you're not. And people would say it all the time. I got called Charles's assistant all the time. And I was the only girl in the group. Wow. So I was already like, the boys, they do stick up for me, but like if they weren't around, it would be like, people like, oh, you're Charles's assistant. And I'm like, no. So I was just like, no, I can do this. I've been, I used to play trumpet. I used to play violin. I taught myself how to play a keyboard. So I was like, I know music. I can DJ. So
teaching yourself how to play a keyboard, as somebody that tried to learn the piano during the pandemic, and I don't have the patience for it, I feel like it's infinitely harder than playing a DJ set. Like, as far as practice, repetition, being able to read music. So yes, that's funny that you were involved with starting a party and you weren't a DJ. Can you tell people that don't know, what is Damn Girl and what inspired you to be a part of that, to start that?
So Damn Girl is like 70s, 80s disco funk. And yeah, we've been doing it since 2013. There was originally 5 of us. Now there's 3 of us, but we still go. We do roll bounce where we go and go roller skating, which is coming up actually here pretty soon. And then we usually do a New Year's Eve party and then random gigs throughout Columbus. We used to be monthly. We did monthly for 11 years, but we're all getting very busy. So we just cut back a little bit. But yeah, funk disco party. We kind of started it because I used to go when I was younger. I was always at the club too, since 19. Like when you were able to get in the club, I was at the club. So when I moved to Columbus, I found a dance party I really liked called Clampdown, and Charles was the DJ, and I was always there on the stage dancing. Didn't care. I love the dance. You see me at your shows, I be right up front dancing. So nothing's changed. And he was like, you know what? We need somebody with your energy. We're trying to start a dance party. And I actually moved to Spain. So I was like, I don't know if I can do it. I'm moving to Spain for a while. So I moved to Spain and they waited for me. And when I got back, we started Damn Girl that month, July.
Wow.
2013.
11 years. We've seen a lot of parties come and go. A lot of legendary parties. And so 11 years is not a easy feat. Orange Soda is on year 8 and hopefully we make it to 11. That's hats off to you for that. When you first started DJing, this is really, I like to get in the weeds with the technical stuff. So what equipment did you use when you first started?
I had a Denon 6000. Did I make that up? Denon. It was a Denon. It was like this big. It was so small and I miss it. It was so light. You could just pick it up. I even had a flight case. Just pick that baby up. So light, so small. But it had no touch pads. It was beginner. But it got me through for a long time.
So since you started Damn Girl, but you started DJing like to get involved with it more. So how much did you practice before your first live gig?
A lot. I was just at the house, actually sitting right here at this kitchen table, just like going through and just like playing around, trying to figure it out. Like I didn't do too much though that first gig. My first gig was at a book fair. So it was chill. So it was just like a book fair. People were walking through buying books. So it was like I could have room for like error. But I was just playing around in my kitchen. I would leave it set up. And usually still to this day, when people come over, I finally made a little like section for my DJ stuff, but I always just try to keep like my DJ stuff set up in the kitchen so I can just jump on it, try and play around, try and make sure like even just like how to plug it in, the mic to make sure like the mic works, things like that. I always wanted to like try it because I didn't want to be on site and be like, I don't know.
Right. No, that's good to be prepared. You did mention your first gig was at a book club, bookstore,
A book fair.
Book fair. I'm gonna assume that went well.
It went great. Everybody said you did so good. I was like so nervous. I literally was like in a corner. My first gig wasn't even at Damn Girl. So, but yeah, it went well.
So this might be an obvious question then, but then who'd you learn from when you first started your DJ journey, or was it self-taught or?
I learned from Donnie and Charles because they both DJ for Damn Girl. Nate used to DJ too, but he did vinyl. So he didn't teach me, but Donnie and Charles Charles has been DJing for so long. Like that's literally how I became a DJ is because of Charles Erickson, who did Clampdown, Damn Girl. I think he helped start OG, or I could be wrong. What is the one that was at Scully's? It wasn't OG.
It was either OG or Get Right.
Get right. He helped with that. So like he's been DJing for a long time, and like he's the person who really got me connected with everyone. So that's how I started it. And then Donnie and he's like my best friend. So I would just go to his house and he would just show me everything, and I'd be like asking questions, helping with music, sharing music, everything like that. Donnie helped me order all of my DJ stuff. So he got it together for me.
I do want to take this time to acknowledge not only Damn Girl, but OG and Get Right. Those were the blueprint. Those are the blueprint for Orange Soda. So hats off to y'all for setting the example. Yeah, I could talk about this for hours, but there's a lot of things I saw you guys doing that was successful that I took and made it part of Orange Soda. And so thank you for setting the example and laying the foundation. And it's a shame, like I said, we all get older and phase out of things eventually, and so I feel like that's what happened with OG and Get Right. And you guys are slowing down because you're busy. It's a shame that these things can't go on forever, but nothing lasts forever, I guess.
Right.
And nothing's really meant to last forever. Like everything ends. So yeah.
And that's why, like, when we ended Damn Girl, we wanted to, like, the monthly portion, we wanted to end it on our terms, while we were all happy, getting along, everything was like going well, but like still be able to do it and still enjoy it.
Right. So okay, what year was your first gig?
2016.
Okay. And when would you say you feel like you hit your stride where like, yeah, I'm very confident, I know what I'm doing, I'm good to go?
Probably 2020 when everything shut down.
Why then?
Because I made a dance party at Two Truths, rest in peace. And it was called Bad Bitches Drinking Club. And it was really fun. It was a very femme event. So we wanted like femme, non-binary, trans, like everyone to come and feel welcomed, and it just be all femme music. So I would do that, and I was like learning, and I was figuring things out, setting cue points, getting things together, and like feeling comfortable. But 2020, once everything shut down, and then you were just like at home, I think I was like, okay, listening, watching YouTubes and watching different DJs do different things and being like, I could do that, and just like playing around with it at the house and figuring it out. And then like I would try it at a event, and I'm like, okay, I got it. So then now it's like if I get asked to do something, asked to do any gig, I'm like, okay, I feel confident. I don't get like nervous like I used to anymore. I mean, you still get nervous, but not as like before where I was like, couldn't even smile on stage.
Right. No, I always say that if you're not nervous, that means you don't care, and you probably shouldn't DJ, because everybody wants to, make sure they have a good time and make sure people have a good time, and everybody wants to do a good job. And if you're not nervous about that, then I just feel like you don't care. So nervous is good. So it's now 2025. What DJ gear are you currently using?
Now I have a Pioneer, and it is the Rev 7. So I love it. I'm still working on scratching. Have I done that live? No. Can I do it in my kitchen? A little bit. So that's like my next big step where I just like feel comfortable doing that live. So
I will say, I've been DJing for 18 years. I just started actually practicing scratching probably in the past 2 years, and it just now started to sound good. And scratching is literally one of those things where like if you don't practice it, you'll never get it. It's literally like sit there, figure out the right way to do it, and just do it over and over and over and over again. And I recently had the pleasure of seeing Mixmaster Ice live. I've never seen him DJ live. I was standing next to him. I'm looking like, wow. And he's been DJing longer than I've been alive. And that just told me that like there's still like, even though I've been DJing for 18 years, there's still a bunch of stuff that, to learn and to do. And even when I'm not in the clubs anymore because my hearing is gone or whatever, I can still sit at home and still learn things and do things and be a better DJ. So it's never too late. And, scratching, I don't think that's really made for live performances anyway. So, but it's definitely something that you want to pick up as a skill. So,
yeah, Rev 7, I want to be able to do.
Yeah. Now, when you're talking about getting the Rev 7, I think we had a conversation about turntables as well. So what's the status on that?
One day.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day. Once I get this down and I feel comfortable and it's like a thing, that'll probably be the next step.
Yeah. I using turntables, like there's nothing like a 12-inch platter, and you putting your hands on that, it's like it's a different feeling. And so even if you don't use vinyl, like using Serato on turntables, I feel like you have more control because there's more stuff to put your hands on. So it's but turntables aren't cheap. A brand new 1200 is $1,000, which most controllers You can get for under that, and then you need 2 turntables, and then you need a mixer, which can be anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000. And don't forget needles, slip mats, and then if you want to play records. So it's definitely not cheap. But shout out to Tyler. Tyler is a guy here who is being called the turntable whisperer, because everybody I know that either bought new turntables or got them fixed, they went through him. And so whenever you're ready, we can probably get you a pair for cheap.
All right.
Pretty much brand new. He refurbished them like brand new. So
Okay, that's good to know. I have my mixer. I got one part down. So
oh, you have the S9?
yep.
See, there you go. So yeah, just all you really need is the turntables now, so you'll be good to go.
Yep.
So this is probably the first time on this podcast that we've had a DJ that DJs for a professional sports team. So can you tell us about the Columbus Fury and you're part of that?
Yeah, so this is our second season. Our first season, like the tryouts basically was a long time. They were watching me. They came to every gig I had. They went to Damn Girl. They went to my other party, Drip. They went to what else? They made me take. I also am a cycling instructor. I teach cycle, and they came to there. They made me video my cycling class to see like how my voice projects and the energy I bring to a cycling class. But I had to. It was probably like 5 or 6 months of interviewing. So that was probably like the longest and most nerve-wracking thing I did. First ever match that we had, there was 10,000 people. So that was the most people I've ever DJ'd to. And I was like, just like doing my thing. And then I look up and I'm like, all right, 10,000 people here. All right, let's go. But it was like, there was like so much energy and just like so much going on that like I was living for it. It was so fun. But yeah, it's a lot. You were there for like 6 hours. I know you've been to a game.
Yeah.
But we have to get there like 3 hours before. Basically, it's a production. Like you don't realize, like it is a production. It's a show. Like you're going in there, you're going to the press level. They're going over every single thing that happens, every single graphic they put up on the jumbotron, down to every thing that the announcer says. So it's like a whole production. We have to go through our script. It's a script, so I don't always get to play everything that I necessarily would play. Like I had to play Cotton Eye Joe during Black History Month.
Yeah, that's a tough one there.
Yeah, but for the most part, as long as it's clean, I'm playing whatever I want in the beginning while everybody's coming in and getting hype and throughout some timeouts. So, but it's really fun. It's a lot of work. It's long days, but it's a really cute community too, because there's like the Spirit Squad, and they're like the people who run around, throw out t-shirts and everything. Like they're awesome. They support me. Like we just like work really well as a little unit, and I really like it. So like now, like no matter what, it's like as long as they're having me back, I want to go, because just like I've met so many great people and got a lot of cool opportunities to DJ and just meet people.
So I went to a game. It was fun. This is probably a very long answer, but if you could make it concise, how is DJing a volleyball game different than DJing a party?
In the beginning, I DJ for the teams to warm up. So I'm still playing hype music, like depending on the party. Like if you're playing something like where it's just going to be like a vibe, you're not playing vibe music. Like I want to play Kaytranada at every volleyball game, but you can't. You just can't. I did one time. You got to play like hype music. You got to keep people going. I'm usually playing probably like 120 BPM and up most of the time. During warm-ups, though, the players did send me like some songs last year. So during warm-ups and everything, I'm just playing stuff to keep them hyped, keep them excited, get them ready for the match. But then during the game, it's got to be like fast. Things people like, things people know, things that make like the crowd cheer, sing, dance.
Right.
Things like that.
Yeah, when I was there, I was like, man, these are a lot. You're like, because like I feel like every break you play like a little bit of a song, and I'm like, you got to go through 1,000 songs. It's like,
Well, luckily enough, I don't have to play for all the dead balls.
Okay, good, good, good.
Dead ball, like every time if it hits the ground, I don't have to play that 1 second song. Every once
Oh.
in a while I will, but there's a press level DJ who has like a screen and they get to just like press the button. So it's
Mm.
easier and it's just like doop and you're done. Thank God I don't have to play for all the dead
Ooh,
balls because you go
that
through your whole library. You go through your whole
no, yeah, for sure. And that makes so much more. That was the number one question I have. I obviously couldn't ask you why you was there because you was busy. But I was like, "How are you doing this? Like I need to see this crate. And then like to be able to have it in a certain order too. Like that's amazing." Mhm.
yeah. Dead balls, those 1 second clips you hear, those aren't me.
Okay, yeah, bet. So, you mentioned Drip. Tell us about Drip.
So Drip is at Parable, queer Black owned coffee shop on South High Street, one of my favorites. Um, when they moved to their new building on South High, they were saying they wanted to get like more traction, more people in, and they wanted me and my friend Sarah, who does Candy Rain. They wanted us to like start an event separately, but Sarah's like my neighbor, one of my closest friends. She was like, let's just do this together. Cause she has Candy Rain, you know, I had Damn Girl, like, and the Fury. We were like busy. And she's like, why don't we do it together so we can help each other? So we kind of like put our brains together and started Drip. So Drip's open format. It's every last Saturday at Parable. And we kind of just play what we want. Like sometimes if it's me and Sarah, like we had a like what was it, an all femme event again where we played all women artists, all femme artists, and it was feral. It was feral in there, like like there were so many people, everybody was screaming, everybody was having the best time. Like me and Sarah were looking around like what happened. It was beautiful, it was the best. But every once in a while, you know, if I can't do it, if Sarah can't do it, we'll have other people like you and Reva helped us out. And then we'll get like guest DJs just to help bring in a different vibe, you know, get people to know different DJs in Columbus.
Yeah, I love Drip. It's an intimate space. It's a unique space. There's an outdoor part which is cool
Mhm.
for the summer. And yeah, it's definitely a different vibe, and it's refreshing, and you can tell. I always like being in spaces where I can tell the DJ can actually play what they want instead of having to cater to a certain crowd. So that's dope.
Yeah.
So you got different events, and you DJ for the Fury, and you have a full time job. How do you balance all these things?
I have great neighbors and great friends. I have like the perfect community around me. I work at a dental office and I only work Monday through Thursday. So I have Fridays off and then the rest of the weekend. But I have people because I have 3 dogs. So like my neighbors come and they watch my dogs for me throughout the day, let them out, feed them. Most of my close friends have keys to my house, come in and help me out. And then on the weekends, I'm here. You know, I try and walk my dog still every single day. If I can't, somebody helps me. But I'm just like blessed with a really good community. Like this has probably been the best community I've had my entire life. Like friends wise, neighbors wise, it's just been like so helpful to have them in my corner because I wouldn't be able to do it.
I get it. Um, I feel like for a lot of people, the goal would be to be able to DJ full time. Is that a goal of yours? And how like what would you say you need to do to be able to attain that?
Okay, so I would love to DJ full time, but there's like this part of my brain that is so afraid not to have a retirement plan. So, or like insurance, because I had to go a year on like the healthcare.gov insurance and I had to spend so much money and it covered nothing. So, like, that stressed me out. I can't do that. So, if I could DJ and make enough money that I can pay for good insurance and know that I'm saving money for retirement, I'd be good. I'd be good. But I'm
Yeah.
not there
The problem with that is I think whatever you make salary wise at a daytime job, you need like 20% more to pay for insurance as well. Because insurance is so expensive. So it's really hard. And doing it full time means now you're DJing for a living. So you probably
yet.
got to take gigs you don't want to take to be able to, pay for your, to be able to live. So it's definitely a struggle, but I feel like we can all get there eventually. if it's meant to be.
That'd
So
be a dream.
yeah. So I was gonna ask your biggest gig, which you already said that 10,000 people at the Fury game. So what would you say your most favorite gig of all time was? A single event.
Favorite? I got to open up for Chromeo at Otherworld, and I got to close for them. And that was beautiful. That was awesome. I love Chromeo. I think I just posted them on my IG story today.
I saw
I'm
that. Yeah.
obsessed with Chromeo. But also opening up for Cupcake. I got to open up for Cupcake, and that room was like packed. It was sold out. Amazing. That one was like so fun. That one though, the power went out and my music turned off, and I was like, oh my gosh. I just remember standing there like, oh no, I looked, you know how your stuff goes and you're like, what did I do? What did I do? Then all of a sudden it just came back on and I was like, oh my God. I just played it again. Everybody screamed. I was excited. And I was like, okay. But I think of that one too. But those are probably my top two.
Nice. So DJing. Oh, I got the free version. I gotta buy Zoom. I gotta stop using people. So we got 10 minutes left because I'm cheap. DJing is, like most of the world, a male dominated space. What difficulties have you experienced trying to navigate this space?
Well, like I said, even just running the dance party for Damn Girl in the beginning, people just not taking me seriously, thinking like names that I've been called, just, walking all over me or going to find the nearest man to ask them the question instead of just asking me. That happens a lot. And those are probably the biggest things. But I feel like the past 2 years, I don't get that as much anymore. But I would come in with my stuff and people would be like, they'd be like, oh, where's so and so? Like, not think that I was the DJ or not think that I knew how to like connect my equipment or, bring anything together. So I feel like just like people looking past you, not taking you seriously, that was like the biggest issues.
Yeah. I will say I feel like it's gotten a lot. Well, from my perspective, it seems like it's a lot more acceptable seeing different people in a DJ space. And hopefully that continues to go because it's just really about playing good music. The music is what brings us together, so everything else doesn't matter. So here's the most important topic. So on Friday, November 15th, I never delete text messages. You said specifically to be vulnerable for a minute. You were the first DJs to reach out to me to DJ for a black event. I always get reached out for gay events, for disco events that might not always be a black crowd, but I want to be within my culture also, and that means a lot to me. Expand on that if you will.
It does. I think about it all the time. I'm so thankful that people reach out to me for all the queer events, for all the disco events. Keep doing that. I love it. I do. But it's like, I also do house music. I do hip hop. I do other things than just disco or gay music, which gay music is everything. But, I felt like I was like being led into just this one area where I was only doing like disco events or gay events. And then you were the first person that was like, hey, do you want to DJ Orange Soda? And I was like, oh, finally. So I was like really excited about that. And I got to DJ Sneaker Ball too a long time ago with you. So
I remember that.
it was just like, yeah. So it was just like, I was just like very thankful that you reached out to me because that's what I want to do. I want to be in the Black community and do things with the Black community. But I think sometimes people like connect me with just disco or connect me with like queer. So I get called out for those, but I want to do everything. Like I just went to a Crank That concert last Thursday. Like I listen to a wide range of music and I want to play it. I want to play everywhere. So it's like, I don't want to be, that's why I'm unicorn. I don't want to be put into like one specific space. I want to be able to like go to all the spaces that I feel that I'm a part of.
Yeah, so I feel that because when I moved back to Columbus in 2016, I was what, like almost 10 years into my career. And that's when we started Orange Soda. And for a minute there, people were just like, "Oh, you the Orange Soda DJ?" I'm like, "Nah, I do a lot more than that." And so I think what helped me was that I would just make mixes of every genre, like EDM, house,
Yeah.
rock, disco, everything, and just put it out there. Or like during my sets, not Orange Soda because that's very specific, but just like any other set, I would try to throw another genre in there
Yeah.
just let people know like I listen to more stuff and I can play more stuff and I'm not just don't box me in. So
Yeah.
yeah, I just thought about something. There's just a couple opportunities coming up and I think you'd be perfect for them. So we'll talk about that after this. But yeah, so I think people box DJs in and think they're just one dimensional. And I mean, a lot of DJs are. But I think it's really important for us to just try to display that like we can do more than just a regular. I actually on Friday I made a amazing Pink Pony Club edit and I played it and people are like, how do you even know this? I'm like, me and my wife listen to this in the car all the time and sing it at maximum volume.
I heard about that and it
Oh
made it
yeah.
back to my house.
I'm waiting for the footage to come out so I can make a reel out of it before I put it online, but I'm gonna share it eventually. So I'll make sure you get it. Okay, so now I want to know if you can tell me. I hate to lead the question like this because it's not about me, but please don't say me because this is about platforming other DJs. So tell me your 3 favorite DJs in Central Ohio.
My 3 favorite DJs in Central Ohio. ASL Princess. I'm not allowed to say you
No.
because I already texted you that on November 15th.
And I'm gonna frame this. So
Sarah from Candy Rain and Don't Fret.
she's amazing. I need to. Candy Rain is vinyl, right?
Yeah, all vinyl.
Oh, how frequent is that?
It's every 3rd Saturday.
Okay, I'm gonna have to put that in my calendar because every time there's an opportunity, it's either I'm DJing or I did like a day party and I don't want to do anything. So I gotta make it out there because I really want to go. It looks like a good vibe.
Oh yeah, they gotta go.
Can you give me 1 or 2 like national famous DJs that you admire? Not K Tronada because we all love K Tronada. So other than K Tronada,
I really like Austin Mills too.
yes.
Pretty obsessed with Austin Mills. I try and go and follow him a lot of places. I went up to Chicago just to see him because you don't get to see him very often. And I also really like I hate to say this one, but Fisher.
What's wrong with Fisher?
I just feel like I should have said somebody else, but like I have been listening. Well, Skrillex actually, hold on. Let me just say Skrillex. Let me get rid. I'm obsessed with Skrillex and Austin Mills.
Okay. Yeah, Austin Mills is dope.
And Coco and Breezy. I gotta do 3. Coco and Breezy, because I gotta put some Black women in there too. Coco and Breezy, awesome, amazing house DJs, perfect angels, and I need to see them. But I stay listening to Skrillex and I stay listening to Austin Mills too.
Yeah, Austin Mills might be in Columbus soon. I don't know. Maybe. I'll let you know when I know. Who knows? Okay, so we got a couple minutes left. Can you tell me in 60 seconds, tell everybody about who you are as a DJ and the events that you do?
Well, I'm DJ Black Unicorn. I am a fun, energetic DJ. I love to bring the crowd in for everyone dancing, and there's not too many events that I'm not trying to get everyone on the dance floor dancing. I like to have different events drip where we can bring a whole community of different people together. I want everyone to come in and have a good time, find some music that they really enjoy, be able to meet new people, have a good vibe, good environment. And I also love to throw a skate party. So I'll have a skate party coming up soon for Damn Girl, roll bounce at Skate Zone 71. So even if you don't skate, you can just go have a good time. They have drinks now. You can chill. You can
Hey,
get one of those little walkers and you can learn how to skate. Everybody comes, all ages. Damn Girl is the best because you can come at any age, 21 and up.
yeah.
But and up, we have a lot of people that come and like have a great time. So, and it's music, everybody, it's like the basis of all music, 70s and 80s, it's where it all didn't begin, but that's like, we're keeping it going. Sampling from the 70s and 80s is just so popular. So everyone knows all that music. So it's always fun to see people at Damn Girl and just have the whole family and have a good time there. So
Nice. And when's the Fury season's wrapping up?
yeah, we have 3 more games. I think our last game is April 18th, if I'm correct. Yeah, last home game is Friday, April 18th. Remember, you came to the last one. We filled up that party zone, had a blast. I would love it if people did that again. There's super cheap tickets, so you can just come hang out. There's a beer cart and have a little party with me.
Lastly, tell everybody where they can find you on social media.
I am on Instagram, DJ Black Unicorn, but my IG handle is Original Black Unicorn, no A. But if you search DJ Black Unicorn, you can find me too.
I don't think I knew the all. Well, when you said it was all capital letters, like it sounded familiar, but we probably talked about it. But that's important to know. DJs, if you're listening to this, don't let anybody put your name on a flyer looking for. First of all, tell people stop using AI on their flyers because there are a lot of artists out there that you can pay to make your flyers. That's one. Two, don't let them put any picture, just any old picture of you off Instagram. Like send them get press photos taken and send them press photos. Send them a logo. And three, don't just let them put your name on there. You know how many times me and Reva had to correct people like, it's not DJ Don't Fret. Like it's not to take the DJ off the front, and I mean it doesn't really help that her logo spells out the name, but her actual name is not spelled out. But anyways, like you said, if you're paying attention, you actually like look at like I'll even go to IG and look at past flyers like, okay, how was their name spelled there? And okay, and then I'll do it and I'll send it to them before it goes up because it's just about showing a DJ respect, and I feel like DJs should be shown a little bit more respect. I know there's a lot of DJs that fill the space that aren't really DJs, that aren't really good. They don't really have respect for the art form and the culture. Don't show them respect. Don't book them. But for actual DJs like me and yourself, show some respect and courtesy and just treat us better. So yeah, make sure you get the name right.
So every time, if it's a DJ gig, I will sign Ashley, and then I'll put DJ Black Unicorn right at the bottom so they know for sure. But it's never correct. Even big gigs that I have, they spell it wrong. I'm like, oh my
God. It's a shame, but to my last breath, I'm going to fight so that the people that come after me don't have it as hard as I had it with me teaching myself and not getting a lot of help because, you know, Columbus is full of haters. Anyways, that's a whole nother story for another day. I appreciate you taking this time to talk to us. I'm sure there's somebody out there that heard this and took something from it and learned from it. So I appreciate it. You know, as always, I support anything that you do. I'm going to be, damn, you know what? Let me look at my calendar. I think we have something on April 18th. Oh, that's a Friday. I'm going to put that, that's Good Friday too. I'm going to put that in my calendar because we have nothing to do. I think the next day or the weekend before we're going to Cincinnati, but no, yeah, I'll make sure we're there because those games are fun and everybody should go to them. So once again, thank you. Appreciate you. And to the listeners, thank you for checking us out. Once again, put it on record. If you're watching us on YouTube, like, comment, subscribe, share this podcast with a friend, and we will see you later.
Thank you.